In this video, we're going to be answering these questions. What is a king and rook mate? How to mate with a king and rook? And why should I learn how to mate with a king and rook? Please make sure you watch the previous videos on chess before this one, because you'll learn many more concepts in chess which will turn you from zero to hero. I'll leave the link of those videos in the description below. Now onto the video. Today we are going to be learning about how to checkmate with the king and the rook. That's it. Now you'll be forced to checkmate like this many times, because rooks are often long lasting. They often live until the end of the game. So this is why it's really important to learn how to do the king and rook mate, not the rook roller mate. We only have one rook. Now this will be a similar concept to the king and queen checkmate. If you haven't watched that checkmate, go watch the video. I'll leave a link in the description below. It's similar because the very first move, is making a box or a fence around the king again. The black king can never ever escape this box as long as we don't allow it to. Now black king might move forward, try to get closer to our rook. Then we just move our king. Black will try to take our rook, but then we just bring our king even closer, and now our king is guarding the rook. So the black king is forced to do something else. Move away. That's the only option. Now, there are two things that you need to know. There's 1-2 knockout punch. If you can make the box smaller and have your rook protected by the king while doing it, do that. But if you can't make the box smaller, move your king. That's it. That's all you need to know to checkmate. We move our rook to make the box smaller. Not by a lot, but we're getting there. Black moves the king, and we move our rook again. Now the box has become much smaller. Now black moves up. Now you do not, this entire sequence, you do not want to give check at all. And if you try to go up to make the box smaller, black takes, so not the best option. So what do? We move our king closer. Now you could move to f3 or g4, but I think g4 is a bit closer. So we move our king, and now black moves the king back so that we can't make the box small. Very tricky. So we are forced to bring our king back, but then black moves up. Then we bring our king closer again, and black decides to give up on the idea because he doesn't think he can win. Now what do? We make the box smaller. Now black will try to get closer, but we can just move closer to the rook so that we can cover more squares and we can protect the rook even more when it's trying to make the box smaller. So once black moves the king, we can make the box smaller again, and that's the way it's going to continue. Black can do whatever he wants. We can make the box smaller. Now we can do this because I understand that the king is not protecting the rook, but the black king is not attacking the rook either. If black tries to do that, we can just protect it. Now, moving the king to e5 is better than moving the king to f5, because you're anyway going to have to move here, because when you move to f5, you're protecting the rook diagonally, and if it were to move anywhere else, you're not protecting it anymore. So you're anyway going to be forced to move it to e5. So move it there now. Now black will be forced to just move away, and then we make the box smaller. As you can see, the box started out quite big, half the board, and now it has become a quarter of the board, or half of a board. God. Black will move again, And now we have to move our king. Black will try and attack our rook. Or not really, try to attack our rook. And then we just move our king. Black is forced to move. We move our rook. Now the box has become a 3x3. Very tiny area. Especially considering that the king can't move to any one of these squares. So just 2x2. Now black will move the king backwards. And what we want to do is we want to move our king closer to the king. The black king. Now black will move. And we want to... Black will move back to... Black will move back to a7. From a7 to a8, we bring our our rook closer. Black will try and attack our rook, but we just bring our king closer. Black will go to the corner. We move our rook out of the way so that the king cannot escape. And now, if the king moves up to a7, we do something called an opposition, which is when two kings are next to each other. Or well, they're not next to each other, there's one block apart. And that's opposition. And it's black's move. So black is forced to go to the corner, and now we can give the checkmate. Pause your videos and figure out, how can we checkmate black? Okay, well if you're back, you must have found the move rook to a, b8, right? Well, not really, because black can just escape here. And then there's no rook, there's no king in our one square, which is we call a box. So the king escaped. That's not good. The real checkmate is rook to a5. Now this is checkmate because the white king covers all three of the escape squares, well, all two of them. And since rooks attack on files and rows and on straight lines, the king cannot go forward, obviously. So it's checkmate. Now practice this checkmate 1,000 times, 1,000 times, 1,000 times. Practice this so many times that it's engraved in your brain, because this is an important one. This is what will help you win most of your games that lead to the end of the game. So now that you learned about how to checkmate with the king and the rook, all you need to do is practice to master it. Write down your top learning in the comment box below. I'll see you in the next lesson.